Uh-uh. Okay. It's working right now. I'm seeing it working. Hi guys, I'm back live. Oh my gosh, I had to do this 3 times. Maybe it is my I took off my what is this? My mic. Maybe it need to be charged before I try to use it again, but y'all, oh my gosh, I'm not even. I have to do this replay for the people that are coming to watch me again. Oh my gosh. So, hello, divine souls, and welcome. This is my third time trying to get this video up. Hopefully, the audio won't disappear on me again. Um, but I need to unravel this message for my people, okay? Because um, quantum reality is real, okay? And whenever I would hear things about the quantum reality, I will always be like, is that some kind of like joke or, just something that was bigger than me that I, couldn't understand. So shout out to the ladies that came on my live earlier and was like, no, we can't hear. Like that was God. I'm telling you, God organized that. And I just asked God to organize some synchronicities for me to continue my journey. That's crazy. To continue my journey, to continue to bring me confirmation, right? And so that you see how God be working. God be working way quicker. Okay, God be working way quicker. So, hi. I hope that's one of the ladies who was telling me that they couldn't hear me because this message is specifically for you. This is divine download. This light code frequency is especially for you. So quantum reality is real, you guys. Quantum reality is real. And so we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break down um, how it's real and how it relates to oh my gosh. So I took off my mic, guys. So y'all not gonna be able to hear me as clearly tonight. I think it needs to be charged. So is your name Terrell? I hope I'm saying that right. Terrell? I don't know. Hopefully I'm saying it right. But hey, welcome. I'm so glad that you were here to help me because my monitor is down tonight and I wasn't able to see whether or not we had some audio. So, but anyways, we're going to break down the quantum reality tonight, and hopefully, you guys walk away with some more understanding. Teriel, that is so cute. I love that. Yes, I love that so much. So, the soul is connected to a quantum web of intelligence, right? Okay, it's just fine. Okay, good. All right. The soul is connected to a quantum web of intelligence, you guys. And I would work with manifestation coaches and people who help you understand like the reality that you live in, but they never got me down to the science of what was going on between me and God. And that is what I wanted to know was what was the science of it all? How was I doing these things? And so that's why I decided to fill in the gap so that way we can understand what it is that we're doing. So that way we feel confident and know, right? We have to get into the knowing, which is the crown chakra energy. So that way we can be confident about manifesting our realities. Okay, so the soul is connected to a quantum web of intelligence, right? And this intelligence that we're talking about is God. If you watched a lot of my previous videos, I break down what and who God is and how God is, right? It's fixed. Yay, welcome. So if you want to build on the ideal, you'll have to go back to those videos because I laid the foundation work on who God is. And so we're getting down to the quantum, right? The quantum physics is just a study of the smallest particle, right? A subatomic particle. So a subatomic particle is essentially energy. And so this is what God is, right? It's intelligence. So your soul is connected to a quantum web of intelligence. Okay. Meaning that you have access to an infinite amount of energy via light code frequencies. Okay. Via light code frequencies. All right. So these light code frequencies manifest as DNA or DEA, as DNA or DEA. And as you know, we all have DNA or DEA, right? So, okay, Chu, what is light code frequencies? Like what is that? So let's break it down because I like for it to be very digestible to the reader. And I always say reader because you guys are readers. You guys read energy. Your body is a computer, so you're constantly reading energy around you. You are made up of these same subatomic particles as God. And we always talk about how you are made in the likeness of God. And this quantum physics is breaking it down how you relate to God, right? So light, the natural agent that stimulates sight and makes things visible, right? So another definition can be to ignite, right? To ignite. And so what does code mean? Code means program instructions, instructions, or a system of words, letters, figures, or other symbols substituted for other words, letters, especially for the purpose of secrecy, right? And so what is a light code? It's essentially exists to ignite your specific program instructions to reach a certain destination or future event. Okay, so we can almost kind of see how this relates to you being able to manifest your dream reality, right? So these light codes are essentially the future event of or whatever desire that you may have, right? So let's go down to understanding your desires. So what are my desires, right? They are potential probabilities that exist beyond space and time, right? So anything beyond space and time is God. That's what God is, beyond space and time, pure consciousness, pure light energy, right? So that's what your desires are. And we broke this down in previous videos where we talked about how your desires is material, which is subatomic particles, which is energy. And we talked about how God is energy and light, right? So anything, the Latin word for desire is of God, of God. So a desire is of God, which is a potential probability that exists beyond space and time, right? So this essentially means that they don't become a reality until you begin to observe it or give it energy, right? Your dreams cannot become a reality until you give it energy, right? So let's break down how this is happening. Your body is a computer. It reads energy and it transmutes it into DNA or data information so that you can receive that information as program instructions. We just went over how a light code frequency is a program instruction, right? So your body is working with the quantum field around you. Your body is working with the quantum field around you because your body governs. So your soul governs the body, right? So you're not this body. You're the soul that governs this body. So it's all working. We are all subatomic particles. So it's all working together for you in your favor. So your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors acts as an electromagnetic signal that broadcasts to the quantum field of potential intelligence, which is God. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're feeling about, whatever you're acting upon, you are sending a signal. Why? Because we talked about how your thoughts and feelings are actual energy. It's energy you withhold, right? It's a vibrational frequency. So this intelligence then responds by organizing an event or a situation based on your thoughts, feelings, which equals your vibrational frequency, to prove that it is real, right? To prove that it is real. So for an example, if you ever experience suffering or trauma, whatever it is, this is why they tell you do not hold on to trauma. Don't think about the past, right? If you hold on to those thoughts and feelings of behavior, what you're essentially saying to the intelligence around you is, this is what I want to experience. It don't understand, I don't want to be here. All it understands is what you're broadcasting right now at this moment. So if you are broadcasting feelings of suffering, feelings of poverty, feelings of lack, that is what the universe or the quantum field is going to provide for you. This is why I tell you all the time, God do not discriminate. This intelligence is going to give you what you're asking for based on your vibrational frequency, based on your electromagnetic signature. This is what is going to provide for you. So if you are holding on to suffering, if you are holding a grudge, if you are holding something against somebody, this intelligence will create an event that gives you more things to be suffering, to be non-forgiving, to be holding a grudge about. That's how it's designed. It's intelligent. It wants you to consistently validate that it is real. So it's going to give you what you're asking for so that you can feel that what you're experiencing from it is real. And this is why it's important. This is why it's important for you to always be checking what you are broadcasting. What you are broadcasting, because that's going to be very important for what you receive. That's going to be very important for what you receive from this intelligence, right? From God. God has created everything. So we are essentially always asking the universe for proof of existence with our thoughts, intentions, and behaviors. We're always asking for proof. And so what is it that you're broadcasting to get proof about? Because the intelligence is working, but is it working in your favor? The intelligence is working, but is it working in your favor? Right? So I always tell you, I'm always going to give you the reason why you need. Because I could say, here are some ways to change your electromagnetic signature. But why though? Why do I need to do that? I need to have the motivation for why that's important to me. Because this is how you're manifesting your dream realities. Right? So let's get deeper into it. Let's see. So we just talked about what are your desires, right? And we talked about how they were potential probabilities that exist beyond space and time, meaning that they don't become a reality until you begin to observe it, right? So we have to talk about what is observation. We have to talk about what is observation, because if this is an important part of the manifestation process, we have to talk about what observation really is. So the observation is the process of collecting data or information, right? And we just talked about how your body works in coherence with this, how your body collects data and information and transmute it into DNA or DEA, right? So now that our bodies has taken on the light code as DNA, now we are running this program through our system and we're gaining the instructions for our next step, right? We're gaining the instructions by collecting data or information. This is why only focusing on what you want out of life is so important. You should always be constantly observing information from future events because that is what you desire. That's your desire is a probable potential future event, right? So the process of obtaining a future event, right? So first step is you have a desire. It becomes a probability, right? You begin to observe it in its light code frequencies. You collect data and information via energy frequencies from this future event. Your body reads this information and transmutes it into instructions for you to follow that get you closer to that future event, right? Then, boom, surprise quantum unfolding. That's literally the process of manifestation. So, how is this happening though? Right? Like, so for an example, from my experience, whenever I'm manifesting something or whenever I'm manifesting part of my future self, your vision will be very important during this manifestation process, right? So when you visualize, and this is why I talked about that visualization technique a couple videos back, because this is a very important step in the manifestation process. Your vision, your third eye chakra, acts as a conduit, okay, for you to collect the data from this future event, right? From this future event. So when you visualize yourself, you are essentially observing that future event. And so you are now collecting data. This is why I tell y'all to harness the energy from your future self, because you're going to receive information. It's literally, your body is literally going to transmute the energy from that future event, transmute it, break it down into material information. So that way you can gain instructions for the next step you need to take towards that future self. Towards that future self. If you're not divinely guided, then I don't know. If you don't believe you divinely guided, then I don't know what to tell you. We just broke down how it is happening for you. That's enough motivation to get busy on anything that you got going on. Because it's literally set up for you to be successful. It's literally set up for you to be successful. It is. All you have to do is desire it first. Right? And when you begin to desire it, now it becomes a probability, right? Because now it's a chance of it happening. That's why we say probability, because now it's a chance of it happening, because now it's of God, right? Now it's of God. It's existing. But it doesn't become real, like reality, right? Until you begin to observe it. And until you start taking in the light code frequency of it, until you start, allowing the body to scan these light code frequencies. These light code frequencies breaks down as some information from this future event. Literally, it's being provided for you. This future event is providing you with information, providing you with the next steps that you're going to have to take that get you closer to that future event, right? And so a lot of people and boom, a surprise quantum unfolding. What you have to understand is that what we try to do is play God. And this is why surrendering and trusting the universe is key to the manifestation process. Because if you knew everything that God was in control of, you would sit back and relax and not try to play God and control everything. Because God is controlling the way everybody feel, not the way everybody feel, but is observing the way everybody feel, is observing everybody's dreams, desires, thoughts, feelings. You can't do that. So you need to give that up, trying to be in control of how something will happen for you. Until you can do what God is doing on that high intellectual level, give all that up where you're trying to determine how an event is going to happen for you. Because it's always going to be a surprise. Now, what you're not gonna, so this is what I've learned. You're going to know that the manifestation you desire is coming, but the how it's coming is what's not your business. The how part is what's not your business. That is what's going to be the surprise, right? How it unfolds is what the surprise will be, right? But why should it be a surprise? Because if you knew exactly how it would happen, then you would have no incentive to go through the manifestation process. You would have no incentive to talk to God about what it is you want. So you need that incentive to stay out of it, right? To lose control, to just allow God to do God's part, right? So we're talking about the intelligence, this quantum intelligence, who we all know is God now. Look at this. This intelligence is responsible for you breathing. You ain't doing that. That's autonomic nervous system. That's responsible for your body digesting its food and you going through all of the organs and all the systems that's running without you pressing no buttons. That is what God is responsible for. So until you can do that, you need to be surrendering. You need to be surrendering to the process. You need to be surrendered to the process. But we just broke down, right? We just broke down who you are and who God is, right? And so quantum reality is real. Quantum reality is very real. Your soul, the soul, is connected to a quantum web of intelligence. This is why I broke down in previous videos that you are the soul that was created by the original soul creator. And so your soul is connected to that quantum web of intelligence, which is God. That's who God is. And God has this access to an infinite amount of energy via light code frequencies because God is resonating on a high frequency, right? And so the only way you could receive from God is via light code frequencies, right? To where you can now, your body can now transmute that energy into information. Remember, I told y'all a couple of videos ago that God has gave you gifts and talents like transfiguration, transmutation, transformation. These are the gifts you're using to take these light code frequencies and process them as information and data. That's how you're doing it. You have the ability to do that. But God made you like that because if God didn't make you in a way where you can process information and light code frequencies, you wouldn't be able to communicate. You wouldn't be able to communicate with God. And all God wants to do is for you to believe that it's real. Because God is nothing without the observer, right? God is nothing without the observer. So if you're not here as the main component to say, God, you are real, then it don't exist. So God needs you as the observer to say, what I'm experiencing is real from you, right? So that is why God created you in that way. So that way you could say, oh, I see you. Now I have gratitude for my provision, right? Now I have gratitude. when you send out gratitude to the universe for things that you don't have yet, then that is you essentially saying, God, I believe in you. That's you saying, I believe in you. I believe in your ability to provide, to create for me in the universe. And God loves that. It loves that because you are sending signals of, I believe in you. And so what did we just talk about? We just talked about how your thoughts and feelings sends out an electromagnetic signal. So if you're sending out frequencies of gratitude before things happen, that is going to respond by organizing an event. So that way you can have more of this thing because this is what God believes that you want. It believes that you want more gratitude. So it's going to organize an event for you. So that way you can say, oh, you're real because I experienced an event of gratitude. Right? So this is why we want to change our electromagnetic signature. And we do that by way of thoughts, the things we're thinking about, the things we're feeling about, the things we're acting upon is our vibrational frequency, which will be our electromagnetic signature. Electro, meaning the spirit, right? Because that's what electric means. It means the spirit. The magnetic part of it is the soul. Because we talked about how what God is a magnet, right? So if God is a magnet, and that's the original soul creator, you too. So that's what a electromagnetic, because you are spirit and soul. Because you're being guided. That's what a spirit is. You're being guided. When they say the Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, that's what they're talking about. So your electromagnetic signature will be what you're thinking about, will be what you're feeling about. And so what are those things? What are those things? Because that is how the universe is providing for you. That is how this intelligence, right? Because that's initially what it is. It's intelligence. It's providing for you. That's how it acts. It acts like that. Oh my gosh, I don't have this. I don't have that. Nothing is coming together. So guess what? You're not going to move on nothing because nothing is coming together. You're not going to act on nothing because nothing is coming together. And you're going to sit in those feelings because you feel like nothing is coming together. And so guess what? Here come God saying, oh, this must be what she like. This must be what he enjoyed because this is what he's sending out to me. So I better be good at providing and provide them with more events. Why you need to change your energetic signature so that way you can manifest your dream reality. Because reality is happening, right? But is it your dream reality though? So we want to change because thoughts, feelings, and actions are happening already. And what you are experiencing right now is what you have been telling this intelligence that you want, right? And so, but is it aligned with your dream reality though? And so we have to start thinking dream reality thoughts, right? So how is this working though? What happens when you give something energy, right? Because we talked about your desires being a potential probability that exists beyond space and time. So they show up when you begin to observe it and give it energy. What happens when you give something energy? You bring it to life. And so your dreams as well. When you begin to give your dream realities, these future events that you desire to happen, you bring it to life. And this is why they say You cannot make these future realities materialize until you give it life, until you observe it. Because when you observe it, you are giving it energy, and giving something energy brings it to life. And so when you do these visualization techniques, you are essentially bringing these things to life. But if you don't observe it and you just let it sit on the side and you thinking about doing other things, then guess what? You're not bringing it to life, right? You're not bringing it to life. So this is why only focusing on what you want out of life is so important, because you should be busy observing up your dream reality. You should be busy collecting data from your future self. That's what you should be doing. You should be busy collecting data from your future self. That's productive. That's being busy, right? When you constantly getting instructions on what the next move is. That's provision. We talked about what provision is. You being already prepared for something before it happened, right? So you getting those instructions is provision. That's real life provision. So yay, you guys. I was so excited. It was, y'all, we went through some things tonight. Also, this was one of those more challenging messages to channel. But I knew that I wanted to get this message out, and it just makes so much sense for like what I already been putting down in on my YouTube channel. At first, I didn't know how it was going to come together, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm expanding. My message is vibrating a little bit higher, right? Like the light codes in this message is a lot higher than I've been doing. So I was a little concerned for a second. I was a little concerned for a second, like, oh my gosh, is people going to understand, blah, blah, blah. But at the end, God keep telling me a lot of this information, like, disclaimer, if this is not coming together for you right now, it's okay. Information like this takes repetition. It takes repetition. This is stuff that I've been studying for years. So, like, if this is something you're just coming into, then grace. And start doing, y'all know I always say, start researching for yourself, right? Start researching for yourself and look up these definitions yourself, because true enlightenment is when you go do the reading for yourself, because words, like we just learned, is light code frequencies. They're light code frequencies, and you're going to transmute that information and figure out what it means for you, because that's what's important, is that you figure out what it is for you, not what I said out my mouth. No, you go figure it out what it is for you. So you guys, I have been called to create a course. Well, actually, I've been building this course for about 2 years, and it's a really dope course. It's talking about the principles that you need to acquire, like spiritual assets that you need to acquire to make all of this type of stuff happen. So that's super dope. But also, God has been calling me to open up my books for coaching, and because I know a lot of the information that I'm talking about is like maybe hit or miss for some people. But for those people who feel like they need to, be a little closer to the information, I am working on some coaching sessions. If you guys are interested in something like that, if it is available, it will be in a description box. When you see this, if it's available at that time, then that information will be in the description box. But otherwise, I'll just announce it whenever it do become available. But I'm super excited. I'm super excited because my message is growing. It is elevating. It's getting, to be high frequency. And I love that so much because that means that I am on a broader spectrum of people who I can reach. So the higher you go, the more people you're able to reach. So I'm super excited about that. But I hope you guys enjoy this message tonight. Yay. And I will see you guys later. But also, y'all not going to see me every day because y'all, magic, honey. Magic is happening in my life. Knowing all of this stuff and actually applying it and taking it in, integrating it into my life. The only reason why I come here and talk about this is because I've been already using this information and data, right? These light codes. So when you're using these light codes, y'all, so what? Things change frequently, very fast. And that's why I say, but you know what? On my first video, it wasn't on there, but what I was saying before, the daggone audio wasn't there. I was saying at the very beginning that I have been through some quantum leaps, took some quantum jumps. So a lot of my energy has changed. So, when, like I said, when you moving through this stuff changed pretty quickly. So my intentions were to be able to come on here live every day, but I just decided that the days that I recruit people to my channel would be the days that I actually come on and do a live video. But hopefully, God is providing me with this infinite amount of information so that way I can keep pushing this information for you guys. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for coming to join me. This is my first passion, y'all. Me doing that for 2 weeks straight was like, it showed me so much about like who I am, my abilities, and what I have the capability of doing. And so when I was away from you guys, I think it's been maybe 3 days, I was like, I need to get back on my people. I need to get back connected. I love talking to them. I love getting this energy and space. So I was just like, I got to get back on there. So yay, I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.